Hi everyone, thank you for stopping by and checking out this video. You're probably thinking I'm just gonna continue doing this the way I've been doing it, but you're wrong. I feel I have barely touched my singles in 2024 and we need to make that change. So I decided we're going to be no longer randomly picking shades. I went through I have 26 palettes of magnetic singles. So I went through and numbered all of them. I put a sheet in there to keep track of all the shades I've used. And we are going to do this like a true no pan left behind. What I'm going to do though is try to make a cohesive color story out of the palettes that get drawn. So I've already done the drawing and made the palette for this video, but I'm going to try to do it with you from now on after this because I didn't know how I was going to do it originally. But after brainstorming with a friend, I think this will work out. So I randomized 3 palettes. The ones I got, did I keep the paper? I don't think I did. If I remember right, it was 4, 9, and 11. Those were the palettes that got drawn. So I wanted to do a Winter Wonderland type of a palette for January. So I tried my best with the palettes I had. I wasn't quite getting the fill. Like I have a 12 pan palette and I was like missing 4 shades to make it a good color story. So I decided to just grab one of the 3 big palettes from Sydney Grace, and I just filled it in with that. And I'm probably going to continue to do that. Like if the 3 palettes that get chosen for me don't make the color story that I had in mind, I will grab one of the Sydney Grace palettes because they're huge. Here, I'll pull one out for you. They're huge and I have tons of, it's this big. So I made the little diagram and all of them except for one, like you can tell I took some from here. All of them, the 2 of them are completely full and then one of them's almost full. So I thought, since that's probably like most of my singles, well, I don't know, that and ColourPop, but ColourPop's in a bunch of little ones. I figured those would be good to pull. Like I don't look at which one it is. I just grab one of the 3 and then go with it. So that's how we're going to be doing it from now on. Now that I got all of that explanation out of the way, I am going to go over the palette we had in, and I did use everything. So this one is Dragon Slayer, and oh my gosh, Dragon Slayer is gorgeous. It's this green that has like a gold shift to it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And then I had this Copacetic Tango that I got from DW. This was beautiful. It was more like toppery than full impact, but I don't know if it's because it has eyeshadow mixed in that wasn't supposed to be there. It still is pretty, and my hands are getting full of shadows, sparkly, sparkly shadows. Yeah, on my Dragon Slayer one, I put love like in caps. That definitely was probably the favorite out of this whole palette. And then I've got Rhodile? No, it's Rhodile, right? Rhodile Velocity from Terra Moons. This was a very beautiful shade as well. Oh, I have to declutter. I topped it on my eyes and then had to remove it. This is Pretties for Your Face Crochet. This was another one from DW. It smells like crayons. And it wasn't sticking to my eye. So it's going in the garbage. We don't need any of that. We don't need any eye infections, right? Turns out I already used this shade and I didn't remember, but I use it again. I was going through my notebook. This is 3 years. This is the 3 years of Project Painting notebook. And that's why it's falling apart. And I used this the first year, but you know, it was 2 years ago. So this is the triangle. No name. I have no idea who this belongs to. It's from Ipsy, like way back in the day. And I just called it a, yeah, I put Triangle Pink. It's still a very pretty shade. It's one of those that you just do a bronzer in the crease, top this over your lid, and you're good to go. It's one of those, and you can always use those. This is Sydney. Yeah, Sydney Grace. Why I'm trying to read the label when I have it here. Your Love. This is a matte. It was beautiful. I have yet to find a Sydney Grace shadow that I didn't like. So this was beautiful. And then I used Soft Taupe from MAC. I can't believe this fucker, excuse my language, is still working. But what I end up doing was, I think I put, I don't remember what I used for my crease, but I put this over my lid, and then I took the pink triangle and put it in the center, because the Soft Taupe is a little dark. I mean, not like outer corner dark, but you know, you want your eyelids bright. So I ended up taking that pink and putting it in the middle, and it was such a pretty but simple look. And then I already told you I used this before. This is supposed to be a highlighter from Sydney Grace called Sandy Beach. I use it as an eyeshadow, and OMG, stunning. I wore this a lot on my eyes when I went on a cruise early, like February of 2024. Loved, loved, loved. Okay, so everything has been used. Only one got decluttered into the trash can. Now I'm going to show you the color story. So I think palette number 4 was, oh hell, let me just pull them out and we can look over them together. Okay, this new setup I'm still trying to get used to. I do believe this was one of them. Nope. Nope. Why is it all the ones that I'm pulling out that are the ones that are not? So it was this one, and what the hell? Did I keep it up here? Well, wherever I put my Quicksilver palette, it's just a 4-pan palette. I drew 2 shades from there, but the others was a ColourPop, which was number 9, and this is all that's left in it. And as you can tell, I marked as I was going and pulling shades out. I was going through my list from the last 3 years and marking out the ones I have tried, just so I don't double dip in them. I want to get my fingers on all of the shadows, and if I keep going back to the ones I've tried, we're never going to get there. And then the other one was my small, sorry it's reflective, small Makeup Geek. So that's what this one looks like, and I only had 3 that I've used before in here. Now let's look at what my palette looks like. It's not as Winter Wonderlandy as I was going for, but it's pretty good. This is what we have. I didn't get any pinks in there. I wanted to get a couple of pinks with the purples and the blues and this mint, but I just wasn't finding the ones I wanted that went winter to me. So let's open up the new, yes, let me show you my new project panning book. I love it. It's so fun. And then I put all these makeup brands and makeup stickers in the front. So thank you to all those brands that send stickers and cards in your packages. I won't show you the pages that I made of the other projects. I'll probably show you those when I'm doing the projects. But this is my no single pan left behind spread. Just a little simple something something. So I will talk you through these, and then I will pop in a picture of the swatches, because we know swatches suck on this channel. So I'm going to start doing pictures of them. So the first one is Lethal Aurora, and then we've got Makeup Geek Unexpected, and then next to that is ColourPop Wake Up Call, which I ended up finding out I've used that already. I've actually used it many a times because I usually take it with me on cruises. It's one of my favorite crease colors, but it was already chosen. I'm just gonna leave it. I'll try not to do that from now on, because I'm not going to get through all my shades if I keep doing that. This is Sydney Grace Autumn Love. And then this beauty is... You are not. Oh, I went that way. Okay. So we're going to go this way. The way I wrote it down was stupid. This is ColourPop You Know the Drill. Sydney Grace Happy Accidents. Sydney Grace Aurora. Quicksand's Water Opal. Y'all don't sleep on Quicksand Cosmetics. I will put their Instagram, not Instagram, Etsy account linked in the description. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And they tend to only have a couple of shades at a time because they make them. And they do have sales. So I just wait for the sales. But for a while there, you would buy 1 or 2 and then she would send you 1 free. So I don't know if she's still doing that because it's been a year since I bought from her. But love their eyeshadows. They're just absolutely gorgeous. So... this is also Quicksand Cosmetics Queen's Tears. Both of these were freebies. So, I'm excited. This one is ColourPop Mint Dream. Now, if you remember, Mint Dream and Aurora from Lethal were in the palette last month. I just didn't get to them, and I was like, wow, these would be great for Winter Wonderland. So, they're in here. This one is Sydney Grace Lavender Hill, and then Sydney Grace Birthday Girl. Now, as you can tell, there's quite a few Sydney Graces in here. The palettes I drew were small palettes, and they just didn't have the color story I was looking for. And that's okay. That means I just grab another palette. But I try to pull as much as I can from the palettes that were randomized before I pull out something else. So, hopefully you like the way I've changed this up. If you don't, give me some other suggestions. I have 26 magnetic single palettes. So, and I've probably gotten through 10% of it in 3 years because I've been randomizing and it's not a cohesive story. So when I look at it, I'm like, well, what can I do with this? Well, let me see if I can pull this palette and use one of them. You know, it just took way too long to get through a palette. So I wasn't even updating monthly. So I'm hoping that if I do this monthly, I will have, even if I don't get a whole refresh, that's fine. But I want to be able to give myself color stories that I can work outside this palette. I mean, like just with this palette. Though I did pull out 2 matte palettes that I've never used. It's all mattes, nothing else. So I figured Cool Tone Mauve. This is Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauve. Never used it. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm blinding you. How do I do this? Get that out. Like that. That better? So like this and this can go together. Or I have Dominique Cosmetics. I think this was the Sweater Weather or something. I have it in there as sweater, I think. The sweater palette. But this is all, see if I can do it. Well, no, I'll do it this way again. This is all mattes, cool tones again. And these are like, you know, purples, pinks, mauves. Perfect mattes to go with this palette. I do need to figure out ways to use my only matte palettes because I'm not one that pulls more than one eyeshadow palette out to use. So I'm trying to teach myself to do that. Especially if it's just all shimmers or all mattes. I need to figure a way to work those with something else. So hopefully that will work out for me with this palette. So I will be back in a month. Hopefully all of these will be done because I'm looking at this like there's at least 4 looks I could do with this. So I should be able to do that in a month. I'm also going to try to make myself do makeup every Saturday and Sunday. Unless there's a migraine or some physical illness, I'm going to put on makeup every weekend. If I can get one in the day, in the week, that'd be great. Other than that, this is how we're going to be doing the No Pan Left Behind. I've already got a look, a theme for my February one. I'm like, who doesn't do these looks? But I'm going with a love palette, like pinks and reds. So yeah, that's gonna be my February palette. And then March is probably gonna be greens. April's will be spring, pastels. Y'all will have to help me with May and June, like what kind of theme I'll do for those. So I don't really have bright singles. That's what I usually would think of when I do summer palettes. But anyways, that's a while away, so I don't have to worry about it now. I hope you enjoyed this video and the way I'm changing it up. If you have any suggestions of ways I can make this easier on myself, I think this is gonna work. If it doesn't work in 2 months, we'll switch it up. But if you have more ideas, shoot them my way because I have to make a change. I need to get through my eyeshadow singles before they go bad. Like most of my color pops, by the time I get to them, they're probably going to be no longer useful. So, yeah. I'm very excited about this change. So, fingers crossed and pray this works for me. Like, I really hope I can like maybe get this done in 2 weeks and then be back and like if I can update this more often than a month, that'd be awesome. But I'm not gonna put the pressure on myself because when I pressure myself, I give up completely. I'm not one of those that's good under pressure. I'm one of those that goes crawls into the fetal position and is like, leave me alone. That's how I respond to stress and pressure. Anyway, I hope you liked it, the whole change and this video, possibly me. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, and let's see what's gonna happen in 2025. I do want to make some more content for y'all and not be all project panning, so hit that subscribe button to see what's gonna happen, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Bye. Oh, I just realized I had swatches from a different video on my hand still.